when you open up the application, you're taken to a dashboard. So depending on your role within the organization, might ultimately determine the dashboard that you see, whether you're a project or construction related resource that wants to see project data versus someone else that might choose to see something more like this, where it's more service related information that I can expand and drill through, etc. Now in here at the top is where I navigate across the overall solution, right? So what I'm going to start with today is I'm going to start with the project piece. We'll take the scenario that perhaps we've bid a project, we've now installed it, and then we can go ahead and perform the service. So one of the first things in here with this project module is it's a place where I can manage an entire larger scale job. And I can show you some of the bidding tools that we have in here as well, whereby on our project, I can break a project into multiple phases, or what we call tasks. Every one of these tasks can establish a series of estimates and budgets that are going to be applicable to that particular task. We track our initial estimates, our ongoing estimates that might change through the life cycle of a project. We have all of our real-time tracking capabilities, whereby I can go in and quickly see my estimates, my actuals, my work in process or WIP, i.e. work that's been complete but not yet billed, and so on and so forth, all of which that can be displayed in any of the myriad of reporting tools to give your team as much visibility into the business as possible. Okay. Coming back then to our overall project, of course, where we have things like a bill of materials, this is an area where we're going to see an exceptionally strong level of integration with Business Central, in the sense that I might be picking a lot of these materials from inventory managed in Business Central, or I might perhaps be purchasing some of these items into Business Central as they're becoming required, i.e. I need to buy out the next phase of the project, therefore I need to purchase. So this is an area where we would start to introduce one of the many points of this seamless integration between the two, whereby I can go into my bill of materials, I can identify the items here that I'm now ready to procure, and we create this requisition that then becomes a purchase order into the Business Central application, right? So I can go in and show an example of what that may look like, something that would take merely seconds to go over to the application here, and then shows all the detail. So what's really nice with this design between these applications, giving everybody access to all this data across the entire business, is that as we start progressing that purchase order, we've now perhaps received it or fulfilled it, we would see these statuses updating back into Fieldpoint, hence giving everybody in the organization full visibility, right? So it's a really strong, very well thought out integration with a company that's been doing this with Microsoft Dynamics for over 20 years. Of course, like any project, while we just start to pick through the various functions in here, whereby we have things like change order management. As there's any changes in scope, we can create change orders and manage them via workflow all the way through to completion. We can track any documents or any attachments that might be relevant to that overall engagement. And of course, we have things like the cost analysis, right? So if I want to really break this project down and start seeing additional detail, as in like threshold alarms and over-unders or other types of metrics that might be particularly valuable for a project, this is just yet another kind of screen that can be used to help establish some really valuable data for you that you can pick apart. Now I can look at a screen like this and navigate all these different fields, or better yet, you pick and choose the metrics you're most interested in and display them on a report or display them in the built-in business intelligence tools. Okay, so of course there's a lot more to this project component, but I thought I would just use this as an introduction just to give a sense as to some of the project tools that are available. And of course, the mobile application is a wonderful tool to have any self-performing resources log into that device and just very simply capture your time or any other detail that is required for a project. The exact same tool that would be used for service-related information for the service group in the field also.